everybody! Welcome back to the Waters Beyond the Witchlight! I'm your whimsical DM, Victoria, and Christy didn't just say something ominous before
Emphasis
stream.
on the wild!
Very, very wild and ominous. That didn't happen at all. Everything's fine. And because everything is fine, we're gonna do some announcements. So, Christy, please, if you could, don't go out of pocket, but, announcements.
Good evening, and welcome to the show. Now, here's a word from our sponsors. Little Dragon Core is a Canadian-based dice company that supplies all kinds of cool tabletop gear. I mean, look at all these pretty dicey boys. Head on over to littledragoncorp.com and enter the coupon code BONUS for 15% off your order. That's BONUS. Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com. Also, big thanks to Syrinscape for the amazing atmospheric sounds and music. You can add these sounds and more to your game when you download the Syrinscape desktop or mobile app. The app is free and comes with 20 sound sets that are included to get you started. You don't even need to register. Go to Syrinscape.com to find out more. Thanks as well to Adrian Von Ziegler for providing some additional music that we use here on Thursday nights. He's a talented composer with great content usage rights, so go check out his YouTube and Patreon and support him if you can. Please check out our other games. We stream almost every day here at Probo. We have games for several of the major published 5e modules, as well as homebrew games, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e, like Star Wars, Power Rangers, and Alien. Come watch all of our VODs over on our YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month. Thanks again to all of our sponsors for supporting Proficiency Bonus. And now, back to the show.
Hello! We're back. Thank you, Christy, for doing those very tame announcements. And you know, with that, it's almost time to start, but we're gonna do a recap first. Ink, if you could be so kind.
Yeah, of course. Last time on Wild Beyond the Witchlight, the party had finally made their escape from Loomlurch, having gathered everything that they felt that they needed, most importantly being a bunch of imprisoned children, imprisoned no more, as well as both Dawn and Dove's lost items. But as the party reconvened to settle down for sleep, there was talk about how Dawn would be the first one to fully reunite with his lost thing. But before that happened, all of our Fae Lost encountered various dreams. Starting with the newest edition, Saoirse, we saw her returning to her home in the Spring Court, where she is a very, very important lady who receives some very, very important but not so good news. In her absence, she has noticed that not only has the Spring Court been sort of beginning to suffer and is not doing so well without her, but also because of her going missing, or because of her leaving, we should say. Her parents are trying for another child to essentially fill in that gap. So two very, very not so good things on Saoirse's end, but she was joined in that dream by Clover, who was able to see a little bit of Saoirse's home and experience a little bit of what Saoirse's life was like. They got to have a little bit of girl time, which was great. Clover got to have her hair braided by some dryads. She hasn't had her hair done in a very, very long time. So the two of them got to talk and sort of try and ease the worries that were rightfully cropping up with everything that is going on. In a very, very different dream, Ego was once again among the various pixie folk, this time preparing for a very large banquet where a very hastily made cookie pie was created and brought to this banquet, much to everyone's enjoyment. And the reception was at first middling, but Ego made the very, very smart claim of it is the only cookie pie that they have ever had, and therefore, by default, it is the best.
Yeah, I know. You ran Patricia Patty Cakes out of town.
I ran Patricia Patty Cakes out of town, making her absolutely cry. She really did nothing wrong, but it was about time that someone else ran from the party crying, and it wasn't me this time. So that was great. The party gets woken up from their dreams, however, when it is seen that Sam has come to fulfill his promise to Dawn, but not before asking him if he feels that he has done his best to uphold his oath. Dawn says that he thinks that he has done the best with what he can do, having not been reunited with his lost thing. It means that he doesn't necessarily hold that light in himself that Sam so desperately wants him to preserve. But Sam brings out the fact that there were some interactions, particularly with Ego, that did not necessarily uphold those promises that he made. So Dawn said that he would do better if he could be reunited with his lost thing. And Sam agrees, but he warns Dawn that in the time separated from, I suppose, his child self, his innocence, his whimsy, whatever you would like have
his
it to
inner
be,
child.
His inner child, best way to put it. That inner child was experiencing things without Dawn. Primarily years and years of torture and suffering at the hands of Scabatha Nightshade. And so to fully reunite with that child would mean to also accept all of the pain and suffering that that child endured in his absence. His friends are woken up and they prepare in their hastiness and half-awake state as much as they can for a grand ceremony. And as Dawn goes to embrace his younger child, he experiences those years and years of pain and suffering, but also recaptures within himself that which he had lost so long ago. And as the two fully merge, the child re-merging with the adult, Dawn is made whole again for the first time in a long time. And he announces proudly to the party and the rest of the world that he is
He's so happy. He's happy.
Horny.
He's happy.
Oh, don't forget you also found out why Will of the Feywild is weird. Because he was being harassed by red caps.
Yes, we did discover that he was a cursed Oni to take on this child form, but that he enjoys it because he doesn't have to give in to Oni instinct to sort of make other people suffer. So he would like to continue to just be the Will of the Feywild as we know. So sorry, forgot about that part. Forgot about the flying around and the red caps and all of that. But that is everything that you missed on Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
And you guys found that weird little rocking horse that has a little hole in its head and it flies.
Which we believe to be the unicorn's mate, and we need to try and fix that.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, Christy and Ink, you guys can take D6 Bardic Inspirations for your contributions to the stream. And we will get right back in where we left off. Oh, go ahead.
Does Dawn get the first real inspiration?
Dawn does get the first. He does get inspiration. Yeah.
Wow.
You get a real inspiration.
You're so inspired right now, Dawn.
Yeah, you're definitely inspired, by like the beauty of life and like being whole again, and not by something else that's stirring in your pants. It's all good. But yeah, we will come right back into it where we left off. Sam has completed this ritual. Dawn had like kind of fallen unconscious for a few moments, but he comes back up fairly quickly. In that time, he experienced, both for the first time and also again for his child self, that those many years of torture and mistreatment, having his like soul basically boxed away as his body was taken over by an evil doll. But yeah, you sit up, you make your declaration to the world as your whole self, and when you say that, Sam just like bursts out laughing. Like it's like that's like a knee slapper. He's like very entertained by all of that.
Don like jumps up to his feet and immediately like gets to like stretching. Like a pre-workout stretch. He like does a couple squats, stretches out his legs, and like it's like hopping on his feet, like he's getting ready to go do something.
Like a sports person that's like,
pretty much.
Well, seems like you're feeling particularly spry and limber. How'd you feel?
Fucking insane.
Right? It's so wonderful to be a satyr, isn't it?
It feels like I got up after the best and worst nap of my life.
Yeah, that's probably gonna keep happening for a little while, and probably some other stuff. Let's hope you don't encounter anything that's going to traumatize your inner child. Surely it'll be fine, but...
Oh no.
Is that it? Is he whole again?
Whole.
Whole. You said whole. Yeah, I mean, in the sense that his lost thing has been reunited with him, yes, he's whole. Whether or not he's going to be normal, I suppose it's a matter of perspective.
Wasn't it always?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he's perfectly fine. There might be... Don't want to call them complications, but... It'll be your first time experiencing life as an adult who is whole, so you can figure that out on your own. But remember, you have an oath that you can stick by, and if you're ever feeling lost or confused, just lean back on that.
You got it, big guy.
Oh.
Thumbs up.
So, Saoirse, not sure if you're rethinking things now, but maybe you and me and Dawn, there's that bush over there that we could go to.
I can't. I can't.
Pity.
Well,
the
thing is that I really do sort of have to wait for my true love. I do. And
that could be me, and you just don't know.
I don't know that you experience true love. I think you experience a lot of things, but maybe true love isn't one of them.
Oh, wow.
Well, you wound me.
I don't.
You make such assumptions.
Honestly, I sort of compliment you, and I feel like you enjoy what I've just said.
You think I'm a knave?
Yes.
A rapscallion? A troublemaker?
Yes.
An instigator?
Absolutely, 100%.
He gives you like a big hug, and he's like, "Thank you."
You know me so well.
You're welcome. Not that I don't adore you just as you are, of course. I would not change a thing.
Was there anything else that anyone needed? Did you want to make some deals? I'm not really supposed to meddle in this sort of thing. You're kind of supposed to get all of these back together yourselves, but if you want to, like, maybe give me half of your lifespan, or your ability to speak, maybe your eyesight, something like that, I could be persuaded to help the rest of you.
Sam, do you know where Dove is?
I do.
I will hand him Dove's
pipe.
He pushes it back to you. I think you should give that to her yourself.
You can't give it to her? Wouldn't it be faster?
I can. But I won't.
Oh. Can I ask why?
Because I shouldn't.
Because it's you, or just because it's not us?
I think that if Dove is going to be reunited with what she lost, she should be around people that care for her, that think of her as a friend, and that she trusts. The closest thing to a family that she has. I suspect...
Is she alone right now?
And, oh, no. Do you remember the menagerie? All of those...
Oh, okay.
She spends a lot of time in the menagerie with all of the large animals, but for some people, perhaps yourself, when you're made whole again, that's a very good and positive thing. For Dove?
Probably not.
Ooh.
It could end up positive, but I think it will be difficult to deal with at first.
That makes sense.
She is the only... I have to be careful with my words here. There are things that have happened in the Feywild, between the courts, that perhaps... Saoirse!
Yes?
Help me out here, darling.
I
Sometimes
don't
between the
know what
courts,
you're referring to.
Titania, the lovely shining lady. You know, sometimes if she doesn't get her way,
She curses you and your family for eternity.
that.
Oh boy.
And sometimes it's even worse than that. If you've done something where she's not just bothered or inconvenienced, but genuinely pissed off, she sort of just can take you out of the timeline. And that's effectively what she's done to Dove's family. Very, very few people or things... I hope you think I'm a person and not a thing, but I understand if you think I'm a thing. I hope it's a sexy thing. But many who would perhaps have memories of what transpired with Dove and her family and the Summer Court were either killed or had their memories sequestered, or were, in the case of someone like me, Titania, she can't really, like, take my memories. She can't really kill me, but she can make you not be able to directly speak about individuals involved with certain situations, hypothetically.
Don leans over and does the elbow nudge to Clover, and he goes, "Summer Court, right? Can't live with them. Can't live with them."
Oh my god.
So
Clover's just frown, her frown gets lower and lower even after Dawn says it. She's like, oh no.
The problem is, once she gets a hold of this,
will she be in
she's
danger?
going to start... sort of.
Oh boy.
I think it's going to be a lot to deal with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if she has this knowledge, that would make her possibly the only living thing who not only has that knowledge, but has the ability to speak. Not only speak on it, but act on it.
Oh.
And potentially undo it. Dove is the single thread that hasn't been cut away or neatly tied up in everything that happened with her and her family. When she has it back, she's at risk and I can't protect her.
Okay.
But you could.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You have no skin in the game. Well, Saoirse has skin in the game. Saoirse might not be able to help. You do have skin in the game because you are a member of the Spring Court.
I don't understand what you're talking about, because you're speaking very vaguely, but I will assume you're right.
I can't talk about it.
I understand. I'm just saying I trust your judgment on this particular piece of information. So I might not be able to help you with whatever that is. But I'll do what I can.
Saoirse's family. Hypothetically, there may have been a situation, not that I would know, and definitely this didn't actually happen, because this is about to be a hypothetical statement. For legal reasons, it is a joke. Saoirse's family may have had connections with doves.
It's a good thing it's a hypothetical joke.
Not very admissible in court.
And
I've been.
hypothetically, Saoirse could really think about what that means. Because there are, if certain people may have done something to piss off good old Titania, maybe I should call her Titty. Good old
Maybe
Titty.
no. I think maybe that might draw more attention to yourself.
Nah.
Good old
Good old
Queen Titania.
If you
Queen
squeeze
tits.
big tit too much,
If you squeeze big tit too much, she's gonna pop. And, you know, there might have been something there. And I'm just gonna leave you with that perhaps the reason that Dove's family has been written out of history might be closer to home than you realize. But I can't tell you what that actually means. I can just tell you that.
Iris understands what you're saying. Saoirse does not.
Yeah. So she's like, huh?
Saoirse's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, all right. Sam, can I make a suggestion for something that might be amusing to you?
Yes.
I have it on good authority that the Spring Court is attempting to create another royal member.
Oh, yes.
If you could, you know, prevent that from happening, that would be quite amusing for you, I think.
Oh my
You-
god.
home wreck.
You would
Love it
ask.
too.
I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just suggesting
hypothetical.
an action that might be fun for you.
Will you cuck my parents?
So you're saying
Mm.
that
I'm
you
saying
would,
that this thing is happening, and it might be fun for you to delay it happening.
it could be fun, could also bite me in the ass. What are
Could.
you offering to make it worth my time? Beyond it being fun. I mean, it certainly will. You should. Oh, you should. There was this one. There's this one fertility festival,
Oh no.
Okay,
and your father had a little bit too much fairy wine.
Oh no.
right. He does that sometimes.
Let's
Did he
just
turn into
say,
wind? He does that
No,
sometimes.
not until
When
not
he
until the end.
gets to- Yeah.
Before he gets to that point, he kind of we might have been in an entanglement, and he started crying about it. It was quite funny. I don't mean to make you think about your parents in a bad way. Actually, I kind of do, because it's funny. Your mother was livid.
Oh, I bet she was. Yeah.
She cast me into the winter court for days,
Oh.
years even. Who knows how long it was? I was freezing my ass off.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go there if I didn't have to.
What are you talking about? It's pretty cozy there.
And
The winter court?
The winter court is not comfy if you don't wear pants.
Well, I have to.
I did not.
The winter court is in a bit of a state as of late.
Yeah, there's like a whole. I mean, there
Schism?
are a few individuals in the winter court I wouldn't be opposed to meeting at some point when things are a bit less interesting.
Better than
Hibernal.
the summer court.
The Hibernal Baron is
Yeah,
lovely.
exactly.
He,
That's the one.
he is a delight. He makes the
I'm
best
kind of
hot
very
cocoa
curious about
that
his
you'll ever
whole
drink.
thing because he
I-
seems very, you know, they're sort of. I love animals, and he's sort of tied to animals, and I feel like we could like understand each other a bit.
I think you'd love a visit, and I think you'd love coming home even more.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously.
How would it work if your true love's from a different court? Is that something that happens?
Yeah, I mean, as long as they're not the like crown royalty, I think it wouldn't be a big deal. If it was crown royalty, it might get a little dicey.
Oh, really?
There would probably be some, like, you know, political peacocking and some dick measuring, and then there might be a war. Some people might get stabbed.
Yeah. Right, but eventually it would get resolved, and that person would... But if it was crown royalty, it could get real messy real fast. Because then, you know, then it's two courts who have, like, the person who's supposed to take over.
Like, which side do you stay on?
You can't just combine courts.
Right.
So...
and then usually
they would want to, but the courts don't want to, but they want each other to. And so
it gets really messy too when that sort of thing happens. Like they bring in all of their mortals, and then they all just want to kill and fight or fuck, and it's just like it's such a problem.
Mostly.
Yeah, I know. Respectfully, mortals, you just have no decorum, no respect for the way of the Fae.
So yeah, it gets pretty nasty. But I don't think that's the case. That seems very unlikely that it would be a sort of crown royalty. I don't think there even are any crown royalty that are in a position to be my true love. I think that would be very unlikely.
Sam is like, he gives you like the you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward face. He's like,
What, do you know something?
I know everything.
Oh, well, no, something that would be of interest to me in this particular circumstance, given the question, or the question that was just asked, which I answered.
Well, I mean, there are. I guess your parents probably wouldn't have told you much about the Prince of Frost.
I mean, they tried.
The Prince of Frost, kind of like he's.
But he's from the Winter Court. That's not it. I refuse that one. That would get very nasty very quickly.
Well, you know what they say: true love knows no boundaries.
Exactly, and opposites attract. And he is about as opposite of you as any person, place, or thing could be.
Okay, but that's usually in like a fun way, like opposites in like you're really messy and I'm really neat, not in like you're really cold all of the time and don't like anything and are no fun and also very mean and I'm very nice. Like that's not a fun way to be opposite.
I mean, I would say
like you're violent and angry and I'm nice and I don't really like killing people is sort of a not fun way to be opposite.
A union between a spring court member and a winter's court member would be incredibly powerful.
No, they would just absorb us.
But the flower that blooms through the snow is the strongest one of all.
No, I mean, I love snowdrops. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, they're one of my favorite flowers, for sure. But I don't...
You could have an incredibly powerful
You're underestimating how nasty it would get if that were the case.
In more ways than one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, especially since Queen Titania is the one who cursed me. I don't think she'd be super happy about that either.
She should see the results of her
the Winter Court being the one to break that curse would probably get real nasty.
But so your problem is with the disgusting, yucky summer court. So getting with the Winter Court is the best way to get back at her.
No, I don't hate the summer court.
They cursed you.
Yeah.
I would hate them.
Why do you not hate someone that cursed you? You're supposed, when someone curses you, you curse them back. That is what that is fair.
But we cross them, and when you cross someone who is very powerful, you get cursed. That's sort of what happens. And you can't get mad about it. You just sort of have to accept that that's your fate, and you move on, and you do what you can about it.
Curse them back.
I don't have the capabilities to curse, and my family certainly does not have the power to be able to curse.
The Winter Court probably does.
I don't know that I would say that.
The Winter Court's in a bit
They
of a
just sort of split.
It's they're neither one necessarily has the power.
If they were combined with each other.
Right. And what's the best way to just knit a split marriage?
Yeah, but if that would have to be between the two different halves of the Winter Court and not the Winter Court and the Spring Court. We're not part of the Winter Court. Technically, we're sort of part of the Summer, not really the part of the Summer Court, but sort of closer to that than being part of the Winter Court. Sort of. It's not exactly like that, but that's sort of how it goes. Because we're not
have
So you would-
incredibly powerful offspring.
So you would reject the Prince of Frost if he was your true love?
Well, no, I don't want to die.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, not die, but I don't want to sleep for eternity. I wouldn't reject, but it just seems very unlikely. And it
Okay.
would be very bad if it were true, in a lot of ways. That's all, I'm just saying.
I'd put money on it.
Well, feel free to do that and waste your time. And money. Whatever money is.
I mean, who do you imagine it being?
I don't really have an idea, I guess. It's not you. Sam, I think if it were you, we would have figured it out by now. We've known each other for so long.
You've never kissed me.
I
don't
can't
know.
kiss you. I have to own. Listen, okay. So here's the thing.
Opposites
first
attract.
kiss- The first kiss is extremely powerful. Like it's a very powerful thing, and so I kind of want to combine that with the whole true love's kiss, because I feel like that's a good, and maybe especially because I'm sort of just.
Well, but why
On
don't
the
you just kiss
edge
him to
of
find
becoming-
out?
But if I give, then I'm giving him my first kiss.
But like,
that means I'm giving-
that is quite a powerful thing to give.
Right, exactly.
I'm not going to say it because the Clover wouldn't say it.
oh,
Sam understands.
wait.
That's why
Well,
he's
I
after
already-
it.
Oh, no.
I only got a language out of that.
Oh.
Well,
You only
I mean,
got
it's
a
probably
language.
different for mortals.
You could have sold that for a much higher price,
Oh,
especially
for sure.
once it was yourself. To get a first kiss from the child of a hag, very rare. Most
Yeah.
don't want to kiss a hag. A lot of them. I mean, not sure if you've ever met Baba Yaga. She's got iron teeth. It's not nice. A lot of them are rather disgusting, and they love that. And
Are you
I
saying
love that
you've met
for
Baba
them.
Yaga?
A few times.
Sam?
I have. I've met her a few times. Yes.
Oh, he goes everywhere.
I am unbound by any court.
Sam, I need to speak with Baba Yaga.
That's why Sam can talk to me. 'Cause
Well,
he's not
isn't
bound by
that-
any court.
Yeah, isn't that lovely? I hope you find her.
Sam,
Yes.
you said that if we had anything we could ask of you to make a deal, that this would be the time. I need to see Baba Yaga.
Right now.
Sooner rather than later. For the sake of everybody, including you.
I'll be fine.
I don't know if you will be.
I'll be fine. I've been through so many calamities, multiple apocalypses, and one sort of weird thing where it just turned out that all of the fish were sentient and then they just killed everyone. It was very strange. There are some very strange material planes out there. Have you ever been to the elemental plane of barbecue sauce? Yes.
Sam!
Yes.
Baba Yaga.
Yes. Right.
I need her to help me.
Ooh. Hold on, you need to-
That's like my grandma.
Your grandma sounds like pretty gross.
Wait. Hold on. Who's...
She's the mother of mothers, Sam.
No. There's a difference between any hag or child of hag is in some way related to Baba Yaga. She is the mother of all hags. But for you to say that she is your grandmother implies a certain closeness in the lineage, and by extension implies that your mother is one of 8 very, very, very powerful hags. She only has 8 daughters.
And 3 are the Hourglass Coven.
And another one is here too.
What do you mean another one is here?
Zybilna.
Zybilna.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought they said that she was an
Zybilna's-
illegitimate child.
Zybilna's, she's adopted. She's the 8th. She's the last one.
Alright. Okay. So that means 4 unaccounted for.
And who's your mother? Because I'm assuming it's not any of these bitches. Why would you wouldn't be here? I think it would be a little bit more personal if they were one of your mothers, or if one of them was your mother.
Well, she can't. I'm not supposed to say her name.
Oh, come on.
Can you say what she looks like?
I suppose.
Your mom's a bitch anyway. You might as well say her name.
I will describe my mother.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, Ego's mother is very, very old. And she, like many hags, is like, as she is like very large, very tall, like very imposing, but oftentimes will like present herself as an old woman, like many hags do, to travelers. She has this like kind of fiery, almost like orange skin and these like glowing orange red eyes like coals, and then she has like ram horns that come. Oh no, she has like deer antlers that come out of her head. And she usually just wears like ragged clothes, like a shawl basically. And she is known to both see the future and bear portents of the future to those who seek it, as well as occasionally like sort of like granting wishes or like helping people get on track. She's very like future focused, like telling people like, here's when you're gonna die, here's when you're gonna be your true love. They'll ask her like, am I gonna inherit my father's throne, stuff like that. But yeah, so actually I think I have a picture of her somewhere. I'ma find it. Okay, so she basically looks like this, but with deer antlers, not ram horns. Uh-oh. She's what?
Kind of a mouth. Wood.
Wood? Wood. I could take her, not in a fight.
Yeah, man.
Anything wrong with it?
She sounds like a hag. Sam like mulls this over and is like thinking and is like, I mean, that could be like 2 of them. There's another that's sort of like is kind of like similar description. Can't you just tell me her name?
Yeah, say her name.
You absolutely not.
Why not just speak it to the wind?
So that you can ask for the wind to give it to you?
Wait,
Maybe.
which wind?
I think if you
Specifically.
speak it to the wind, he just would hear it.
I think it depends on the wind.
Well, does it matter? I need her help whether I'm directly descended or not.
It's not that it matters, it's more that I find it interesting. But excuse me for caring about your life. I won't make that mistake again.
You will. Because that brings me to another question I have, actually. You have been following all of us since we came to the Feywild. All of us individually.
Oh, I've been following you for a lot longer than that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Even more so then. But the point is, why?
Because I'm sexy.
So, while that is true, it was not true when I first met you. Because you were, like, that tall.
Good point.
I don't know if I want to tell you, because you won't tell me who your mother is.
You have something to gain in all of this.
Do I?
Absolutely.
Perhaps I'm just here for the show.
Maybe, but then you would just watch.
What makes you say that?
You keep dipping your toes, your little hooves into this story. Makes me think like you want it to go a certain way.
Let me... My response to you, I'm going to use a quote that a dear friend and former lover shared with me long ago. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts. I'm just playing a part, same as you.
My favorite. That's my favorite thing. And my favorite monologue.
So I'm watching, yes. Sometimes I pull strings. But I'm not here to control anything. Or force you to do anything. Sometimes people just need a little nudge.
All right, fair, but that means that this story could go in a way that benefits you, or it could go in a way that doesn't benefit you.
Yes.
But you don't want to explain what you're hoping to get out of it.
I'm mostly just interested in seeing what happens. Whether it benefits me or not is of no consequence to me. It's not my place to interfere. And after all, it could be quite interesting.
Is that a canned response? Is he lying?
What, saying that it doesn't involve him?
Yeah.
You can make an insight check.
Is he just giving like a no? Oh.
Make an insight check.
Oh, Sam's deception is like plus, yeah. Oh, 21. It's not bad.
Yeah, so you guys have interacted with Sam like several times now, so you're kind of starting to like pick up on some of his like mannerisms. And he is he's a showman, first and foremost. You know, you get the sense that he can like fill whatever role he needs to, or rather, whatever role he wishes to at any time. And while that response, you're not necessarily like picking it up as a lie. It's more just that like it's a very simple statement for an extremely complicated situation.
It's a safe answer.
Yeah, it's a very, very safe answer. Like, you know, it's like basically trying to explain like neuroscience with your poking at a brain or something like that. Like, and it's so much more than that.
All right.
So you just get that it's not necessarily that he has lied, it is that he has told an untruth or left parts of the truth out.
He omitted
things.
Oversimplified.
Yeah.
All right. I will let you keep your overall motive secret, but my mother's identity stays secret. Can you get me to Baba Yaga, though?
I could. I don't want to. And I don't think I shall.
Why don't you want to? Wouldn't that be interesting to watch or something?
I already met her a few times, and frankly, she's a little unpleasant.
You don't need to talk to her. I'm the one that needs to talk to her.
Okay, right, but here's the thing, is that she will know that I was the one who brought you. All she needs, she doesn't even need to see you. She just needs to smell you, and she'll know that it was me who brought you there. And I don't particularly feel like having a target on my back. The only reason that I'm here is because I don't particularly care if the Hourglass Coven comes after me. They're small potatoes. But the mother of mothers herself, I could. I won't.
How about a spell? A spell that could help me get to her.
A spell that could help her?
I know that you must know a lot of really old folk magic. The good magic.
I do. I know a lot of
much-
strange magic.
Even if it's a spell that I can't cast yet, that I need to figure out.
I can do that for you, but what are you offering in exchange?
You're not getting my mom's name. I'll give you... I'll give you one of my eyes. But I get to choose which one.
That's an interesting statement. What kind of eye are you talking about? Are you talking about the letter I in the name ego? Are you talking about the I that's in your head? Or are you talking about the I as in yourself and giving me your identity? You need to be more specific.
I get to choose.
I don't want you to. I want to choose.
Well, which one would you go for?
It would be pretty funny if your name was just Go, I have to say.
That would be very funny.
Well, that was the intention, but he's too smart.
Oh, Sam, yeah, he's very old. It's gonna be hard to please him.
My mother gave me specifically exactly 2 eyes across all of my names for that very reason.
I don't want that.
Come on, my eyes don't even match.
I've seen that before.
I don't know. You can.
I don't think
I don't think
we
can
can
go
to
to-
make a deal with you, dude.
We can go to the bush. You seem to really want to take people to a bush.
Yeah. Let me clarify. If any of you would like to spend time in the bushes with me, I shall certainly oblige you. However, doing so under duress, not really my game. And that's sort of what that's kind of towing that line. You know, I personally like my bush companions to be very willing. So
Sam.
I'm thinking there's just too many ideas. There's so many things. I could take your hands. Wouldn't that be such a treat? I give you
Then
a spell that
cast the
requires
spell.
Exactly, that would be so funny.
That's Sam. That's some hag nonsense right there.
No.
Which is fine.
Yes. That's not satyr deal. That's a hag deal.
No, it would be more of a hag deal if I gave a spell in exchange for banning you from ever meeting Baba Yaga. That would be funny.
You can't
That is
ban
true.
me.
That is very true. That would
I could put a curse on
very
you
hag.
that every time you went to her realm, you just turned back and were somewhere else. That's actually quite easy to do. I could do that to you right now for no reason. It would be funny, but only like a little bit.
Unless it turns out that you're keeping her granddaughter away from her.
You know, I'm not sure that she would feel that way if she knew about you. Well, she knows about you, but I think if she were to realize that you were where you were in order to meet her, she might not be happy about it.
Fine, we won't make a deal.
We can make a deal, I just need a bit of time to think on it.
I pout and I sit on the floor cross-legged.
What would be... You see, I'm sort of inclined to ask you for something specific. I swear I'm not drunk. Well, like, maybe a little bit. But it has to be right. See, because I could ask for your happiness, but I just don't think that would hit. I don't think that would hit as hard as asking for your gloom.
My gloom?
Oh, your sadness. That little cloud that's over you. I mean, that's connected to something else. After that time you made me cry in a dream, I kind of did a little bit of digging. Found out some stuff. It might be more interesting to take your anger, your heartbreak, your gloom.
I literally came here to get my happiness back. Why would I give away a different emotion? I need all of it.
Sounds like you can't make a deal then.
Let me think on it a bit. I have to decide which spell I'm going to give you, and then based on which spell I'm going to give you, that will help me determine what sort of deal would be appropriate. If you're not going to give me your sorrow, and you're not going to let me cut your hands off, then I really have to noodle on it for a little bit, if you will.
Sorry that Plan A and Plan B were sorrow and my hands.
You could give me your song. Your blade song. You're not fully initiated. You don't bear the mark. You'd barely miss it. Out of character, this is basically he's offering you the opportunity to either switch your subclass or your class. Or to give a level of your class in exchange for, like, a level of something else.
Oh.
Maybe you should all think on it for a bit.
I mean, I think that if you were to... See, so here's the thing. Look at how great your friend Don is right now. And he made a deal with me.
You were kind of annoying, actually.
I know. His
Your
soul?
aura's not grey anymore.
Wait, what?
Oh, his aura's not grey anymore.
What color is it?
Kind of an orangey red.
When you figure out what the spell is, then I will decide whether it's worth the song.
Alright. I mean, sorry, my eye is really itchy. I'm just going to say, Don here, when he dies, that soul is mine. And he's better off for it. He'll get to live again.
Honestly, it's a pretty good deal for you people who die.
Meh.
I get to choose what he becomes next, though. He could be a Relimer. I said that fox thing that you all saw at the party could make you a Relimer, could also make you a rock.
I want to be a dragon.
I could do that.
Do that.
Right now?
Yes.
He holds out his hand.
No! You don't know what kind of dragon. You could be turned into like a little baby weak dragon.
He holds out his hand towards you, Don.
And you have your whole family that you haven't gotten to see yet. At least go back to them as you.
Good point. Never mind.
I
should just do it anyway. Ugh.
Oh no, don't you need like consent or something?
I mean, I don't need it, but it's better to have it.
It's true. I could just do it.
I would like consent to go into the bushes. I don't need consent to turn him into a dragon. Look at this, and he pokes Don, and Don turns into a leaf. Don just like straight up turns into a leaf.
Sam basically owns Don at this point, so
I hold little Don leaf in my hands.
It's like literally just like a leaf.
You're the most terrible person that I've met in this whole journey.
Boop, and he pokes it again, and then Don like poofs into existence, like as himself in his plate armor in your hands.
Yeah, I have 6 strength. Goodbye, I'm crushed.
Hey, don't do that again.
I won't turn you into a leaf again.
Fucking boring.
Can you get off of
me?
Your butt.
Oh, my bad. Roll's over.
What about you, darling? And he's kind of sidles over to Clover. You've been so quiet. Can I offer you anything? The bush? A hug?
I mean, I'll never turn down a hug.
Come here.
Oh.
And he gets a really good hug. Like, it's very warm. He has this, like, smell to him that I think for Clover, the description smells like home is very appropriate. I think for some of the people in this party, that might be a loaded statement, but for Clover, I think that's very, like, nostalgic.
Yeah.
He smells very warm, sort of like wildflowers, and it's not like any one flower, like just roses or just like peonies. Like, it's just this sort of like wild grass and wildflower smell. Like, you know when you're like in a field of grass in the summer and it kind of has that sweet,
That
like
fresh
weedy
cut.
smell?
Yeah.
It's very earthy, very weedy, very like wild. But and his hug is very warm.
She probably starts
It's good.
purring just on like feeling the nostalgic instinct to just start purring. It's like, that's good.
Oh,
You smell really
she
good.
purrs. Thank you.
Thank you for the hug. I appreciate that. I kind of needed it.
The purring is very interesting.
Wait, I want to do a hug too.
Oh, okay.
With me or with her?
Oh, I've hugged you before.
Group hug.
Oh, you.
He waits to see. He stands there with his arms open, waiting to see if both of you will come in and give him a hug.
Yeah.
Hug.
Do you two
Absolutely.
want to get in on it? This music is like way too intense. It's like kind of killing me right now.
In on
I
what?
need to like the hug. The group hug,
Oh, the purring is very nice.
right?
Nah, I'm good.
Nico, do you want a hug? No.
I feel like Saoirse is also very warm. Like
Yes.
like taking a nap in the sun warm.
Yeah.
And she smells like cherry blossoms.
Ooh.
hmm
No, I don't want a hug.
Okay.
Oh, no hugging without consent, of course.
So I'll give you a spell. And you know what? I will even be so generous as to give you some options, both for the spell and for what you'll give me in return. I'll let you choose. I'm generous like that.
Okay,
Dawn-
I'm listening.
You're already sort of situated here. I just need you to keep carrying out the oath. And I'll be watching. Do it again.
What?
Do it again.
Wait,
No,
are
I
you
lo-
going to be watching him all the time?
Yes.
Interesting.
You're gonna see some fucked up shit.
Yes. It's been a very, very boring show up until the second time that the carnival happened. Then it started to get interesting, and I think it's going to get very interesting. Nothing at all?
What?
Speak now or forever hold your peace and suffering.
Peace held.
Helping Dawn was appreciated.
I lost track of what was going on. I was thinking about some things.
Oh, I'm mainly just wondering if any of you would like to make a deal right now. I kind of love doing that. And I'm very generous, and I offer these deals freely to the group of you
What sort
because
of
I
deal?
like you.
Well,
Whatever deal you might want. What do you need?
If I write you a song, can you turn this thing into an axe and he'll hold up the sword?
Yeah.
Great.
It has to be a good song, though. It can't be shite. If it's a shite song and I don't like performing it, I'm not turning it into an axe. I will turn it into a pool noodle, and you don't even know what that means.
That deal seemed so easy. Why is it mine like pulling teeth?
Because you're looking for, like, a powerful bitch, lady.
Yes.
I just want an axe.
Yeah,
So-
deals have to be equivalent.
I
You know
have-
that.
I don't know if you could help us, but I still need. Was the key? The thread?
What do you mean?
The shard of the future? Or shard,
The
of,
shard
the
of the present.
key to the past, thread to the future.
Thread of the future.
Yeah, we have the shard.
We think
We missed out on the key to the past.
Do you know
Did I see the shard?
I'll hold it up. The one
Can
I
I
have.
hold it?
Sure.
And he like flips it around in his hand, and he does that thing like where people can like juggle coins like across there, and he does that with the piece of glass. That's very interesting. Why are you getting that, if I may be so bold as to ask?
I need to help my friend, but I don't know how to, like... We think the key's in her back, but if it's in her back, I don't know how to get it out.
Oh, Granny.
Yeah, is that the key? Do you think that's the key?
Well, I suppose it could be.
We might have to rip it out.
Well, we tried.
I did try, but I'm also very weak.
I'm not weak.
You're not.
I was just wondering if you knew what they are, or how they work, or, like, just...
Your friend.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that a little bit. Do me that kindness.
Well...
He spawns a little soda with the straw.
Yeah, no, he literally, like, spawns, like, a little frilly drink with, like, an umbrella in it.
I'll make him some popcorn, too.
Thank you.
He's the one that found me when I fell through the well, and then I was lost for a long time, and I was by myself. He was the one that found me.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave me... I almost said Nova. He gave me Luna. Gave me Luna.
He, like, squats down and gets, like, really close to Luna's face. Oh. Your friend is like me. Not like me, though. Nobody's really like me. But your friend...
I think he calls himself Cat Zodiac or something like that, right? Out of character? Cat Zodiac?
Yeah, he has, like, said that he is, like, represents the Cat Zodiac.
Yeah.
He hasn't given you, like, a name?
No, he hasn't given me his, like, true name, but, like, that's what she knows him as or represents. And he says he needs the shard, the key, and the thread to help him, and I want to help him.
That's very interesting.
So I was wondering if you knew a way to help me help him.
I do! What are you offering?
I don't know. How big is it? Is this a big ask from you?
To define for you what those are? No, not at all. It's something you could figure out for yourself, but it might be easier if I give it to you.
Do I think the information would help me figure out how to obtain the other two? Because I don't know how to get that key out of her back if that's the key. If it's not the key, then I don't know what the key is.
I think the answer to that question is both yes and no.
Okay. I don't know, is there something you need? That you think I could help you with? I'm really good at doing jobs. I do favors all the time.
He, like, stares at you for, like, a good long while and is, like, tapping his hoof on the ground.
Do you have clothes that need mending? I'm really good at sewing patches and holes.
No, I don't need you sewing up any of my holes.
Oh, silly me.
I do have one thing that I could ask of you.
Sure.
I don't know if you're going to want to give it, though.
Okay.
It's so fleeting. It's very small in the grand scheme of things.
What is it?
I'd like the memory of your father.
Why?
Because it's precious. Or the memory of your mother.
I don't think I can do either.
What about a memory?
Does it have to be everything?
I guess it have to be everything.
One single memory of them.
It could be one. It has to be a good one. How about the first time you remember feeling your mother's love?
I don't know if I remember when. It feels like that was always.
I could dig around and find something. If you'll let me. But I mean, your father died when you were pretty young, right? There's not that many memories for you to keep anyway. And really, if his death was perhaps a tragedy or a difficult time in your life, then being relieved of those memories might be a burden off of you.
Well, I don't like remembering him being sick, but when he was happy, if I copied him, it made Mom happy. And I don't want to forget that part. Could I at least keep his happiness?
I think you can keep the memory of your father, but I think, if not all the memories of either one of them, then perhaps, if you've always felt your mother's love, why not just give me that feeling? It's just a feeling. You'll still remember her. You'll still remember every act of kindness, her smile, her face. You just won't remember how it felt to be loved by her.
I can't do that.
But she's
either.
long gone.
I know, but I think I'm gonna see her again someday, so I don't want to erase that for her. It's okay, I'll figure it out if you can't. Those are big asks. Those are probably the only things I probably wouldn't give up right now.
What about... Oh, I may have just thought of something for Ego to give as well.
Uh-oh.
Why? What about... Ego, why don't you give me the memory of the first time you were ever shown kindness? And he, looks over at Clover and, looks back to you.
The sandwich!
And Clover, why don't you give me the memory of the first time you showed kindness to somebody who wasn't a family member?
Yeah.
I don't think that was Ego. I think it had to be someone before Ego.
So then to reword it, then he would say, why don't you, give the memory
Of my first kindness to Ego?
of, your first kindness to Ego, yeah.
He wants us to collectively give that
Erase that,
memory up
yeah, erase that
for
memory.
both of our things. So I look at you.
Is it the feeling or the memory?
Yes.
The whole thing.
Well, you're so important to me.
You're important to me too.
Would it change how you feel about me if we didn't meet that way?
We spent that whole day together.
We did. We would remember the day, right? Not the whole day? Just the memory of that moment?
Because, I mean, the whole day is the day we lost our thing, isn't it?
I suppose I would just take those first few moments. Everything that came after is a little bit important to what's going on right now.
So,
And I don't want to be tangentially involved with the mess that you all have gotten yourselves in any more than I already am.
I guess it would be until we saw the others on the other side of the river?
Probably until you crossed over.
Oh, crossed over? Okay.
I mean, helping your friend is really important.
And so is seeing Baba Yaga. I would sacrifice that for you, if that's what you want.
I would sacrifice that for you if that's what you want. We can make more memories. we are. They're kind of more violent. But I'm still happy that I'm here with you, so
Ugh.
we could do that.
It's so touching.
Don't ruin the moment.
It is. It's very touching. That's a very precious memory.
Yeah, we
One
could.
of my favorites, yeah.
Mine too.
I think it's important, at the very least, for Baba Yaga.
No, we're not agreeing to this unless we both want. Like, don't do it for me. I'll do it for me, and you do it for you. But otherwise, no, don't do it just for me.
I just don't want to hurt you, that's all.
No.
Okay.
If I don't go see Baba Yaga, we're all going to die.
Allegedly.
Supposedly.
Theoretically.
Seems unlikely. I'm gonna be honest
Reportedly.
with you.
Okay.
Even if it was a 1% chance, that's important.
And you would give me the means to understand what it is I need to help him?
I would.
Okay.
And I get a spell.
And you get a spell.
Yes. You get a spell to help you find Baba Yaga. You get the understanding of what it is your friend is asking for and how to find them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the spells. I'm trying to think of like a good one while I'm looking at it. 1 second.
Because we need to address that Dawn is just sitting here, like, rubbing against the wall.
Not rubbing against. Oh.
He's rubbing up against a tree,
Oh
okay?
my god. Oh my
Honestly,
god,
right
Dawn,
now-
what are you doing with Squirt?
Honestly,
No!
he's probably like air strumming with his sword right now.
He's writing a song.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to look at one more. Okay, so you guys are both agreeing to the deal, though, right?
Yes. I'm not
Yeah.
happy about it.
We're not happy about it, we don't need to do it, we can find another way.
No, I think we should do it. I think we should do it. I think long
I
term,
do too.
it's gonna be better for like everybody, and that's what Clover would do.
I've been cashing in that memory too many times. I need to get another one.
She's
Now I
gonna
can
hold
think
Ego's
about you
hand,
getting
though.
bit by a dog.
Oh no! I'm gonna hold Ego's hand.
Just make me a sandwich when this is all over.
Oh
She's gonna be like,
God! Clover, get into the kitchen.
make me another sandwich.
When this is all over, just make
Clover
me
would
yeah.
love
another
that. Clover
sandwich.
Yeah.
would love to do that.
She would honestly love to be in the kitchen cooking for people that she loves. That would 100% be like a happy place.
There you go. We'll get
Clover,
there
make
again.
me a sandwich. I don't remember why I want you to make me a sandwich, but you need to do it.
Yeah.
We'll remember for you.
Okay.
He holds out his hands. Crisscross
Yeah,
to
okay. I
shake
was
with
wondering
you.
how we were gonna do that. Yeah.
And he has both of you shake hands as well. And in an instant there is this like gust of wind that is very like warm, and it smells of dandelions and wildflowers and grass, and you hear that like music, like a few notes being strummed on a lute. And the deal has been struck. Clover, I'll let you all sit with the memory. I will give before I take. So, your friend is somebody who has given you a portion of themselves in exchange for something in return from you. It's sort of a bargain. Some people call them warlocks. I call them sugar babies.
Oh.
Whatever you wish to sort of call it.
Oh.
That's kind of what that is.
Okay.
And typically, if you were to do something like that with, say, like a devil, a succubus, you typically want to do exactly what they tell you. If you make that sort of a deal with a fae, you have a bit of flexibility. And saying a key to the past, a shard of the present, and a thread of the future can be interpreted a lot of ways. And luckily for you, your friend is neither of those things. Your friend is sort of what a god would be if they weren't.
Oh.
Like what I would be if I wasn't everything that I am, and everything that makes me me. Same sort of family as a god. That sort of like celestial thing, but he's been stripped.
Oh no.
Of most of it. Can't take all of it, but most of it. You can take most of it.
Yeah, I think
If you know
said
how.
something like that.
And conveniently, that doesn't particularly put him in a position to be making very specific demands, unless you are very willing or very needy. So when he says, a key to the past, a shard of the present, a thread of the future, that could very well be something from each of these hags. In fact, well, as you know, one hag had shards of glass on her staff, another has a key in her back, and wouldn't you know, the third one wears a dress that is basically a giant puppetry stage set full of strings. And she sees the future. In fact, she knows when she's going to die. And when all of you will die, or perhaps be turned into a flower.
Dragon.
Or a dragon. Or a leaf. Or stone. So you could take those things, and I think that...
Or a bear.
Or a bear. You could take all of those things. You'd
I could make
probably...
an excellent bear.
Mm-hmm. If you don't kill them outright for it, you'd have to bargain for whatever it is that you're trying to take from them. In the case of Granny Nightshade, you should probably just off her, because that key is akin to her arm. Kinda hard to take while she's moving.
We should
Bitter
off all of
end.
them anyway. They suck.
Bitter end, you could kill her. You could bargain for it. You could just take it. She might curse you for that.
She's gonna die anyway.
But you also... I think it would be very funny if she did. She's very unpleasant. And she thinks that she is some sort of master of drama and theatrics. She's a sham. You also don't have to do those. You could make them yourself. If you had the means to imbue something that you associate with the past, or something that many people associate with the past, into a shard of glass, that would work. Oh, sorry, no, that's the present. If you're able to imbue some sort of like nagging present thing into the shard of glass, or something that represents who you currently are, that would work. And for the key, any sort of key that either leads to your past or represents it. In fact, what I'm asking you for right now, were it to be instead put into a key, would suffice. And for the thread, you may have to give up some part of your future. But all you'd have to do is put it into those things. Or perhaps you find something or someone else that bears those items, or a semblance of them, and just take them. shard of the present could be a piece of glass from a mirror. I don't recommend breaking those, though. Bad luck.
So it doesn't have to be a magical item, per se?
Nope.
Well, it doesn't have to start as a magical item.
It doesn't have to, yeah, it doesn't have to be a magical item in the way that the sword that I gave Dawn that will become an axe eventually is magical. It can be magical in the way, in a different way. In the way that the Feywild is magic, but it isn't any one spell. You could make them yourself. You don't have the knowledge to, though.
Right.
You didn't ask for that. But now you know that you can do that. Or you could
I could
just
do
build
it once
them.
I become into my full power.
I could do it.
And I would have to kill the hag in order to get that
I don't
key
know
out of
if
her
I
back.
could do-
Either that, or you'd have to bargain with her for it.
Okay.
And like I said, that's sort of like another
Body
body part.
Yeah.
So
limb.
that might be tough. But it's not impossible. Nothing's
Okay.
impossible in the Feywild.
That explains why it wouldn't come out when I try to pull it.
Are you satisfied?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It gives me more options. Think about.
And I'm always here if you want the knowledge on how to do that.
Do you know why those 3 items would help my friend?
I have an idea. I know who your friend is.
Oh,
Don't
you
know
do?
him personally.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows that story.
Oh,
See?
yeah. Kind of mean.
It is definitely akin to the sort of political drama that can happen in the Fey courts, but on a very different scale.
Oh boy. Okay.
We kind of keep it. Most of the time, we keep it in the family, if you will. Like I said, occasionally it spills out into the mortal realms, and then there's all of these armies, and they pledge themselves to Titania, and it's a whole big thing. But most of the time, we keep it to ourselves. That situation, sort of on like a cosmic scale, and it sort of like rewrote how everything works, for people with souls.
Yeah.
But they don't have to come from the hags. If they come from the hags, then you can rest assured that the items you're procuring are quite powerful.
I was just gonna ask, like, if I were to do it myself, does that mean that they're not as powerful versus
Not
like
at
the
all.
hag items, or?
In fact, they could be more powerful.
Oh,
It depends on what you're putting into it.
yes, that's true.
Like those
Okay.
memories that I would have loved to have the memory of your mother. That might be one of the most precious memories that I've ever encountered in Immortal. That you could imbue into a key. And that would be perhaps the most powerful key to the past that ever was and will be. But there's a cost.
Okay.
Just because something is mundane, just because you think you're mundane, doesn't mean that it is. Sometimes the most boring things are the most precious and valuable. Like
Yeah.
that, and he points to your bag.
Oh.
Open it. Reach in.
I reach in.
You pull out the picture of your mother.
How did this get here?
Not for me to say.
I thought the Watcher had it. I'm gonna hug my mom.
That could be used as a key to the past as well.
Oh.
But again, even though all it is a little picture, it's very special. It's sort of that, the bigger the emotional connection to something, a person, a place, a little trinket, the more powerful it is. That's why we like to trade in those things. Nobody really cares about gold, if you think about it. It doesn't really mean anything. But a toy from your childhood, a lock of hair from your first love, those are the sort of things that are very, very valuable in a place that is based off of emotion.
Okay. Okay. I think
We're
I
big
have
on
an
firsts
idea.
as well.
I don't know-
I said we're big on firsts as well.
The symbology
First
of it,
something. Yeah.
people, mortals love attaching the idea of the first time that they do something with a sort of ceremony. And that actually, we didn't start that. The mortals did, and then they brought it to us. One of the few times that mortal culture, like, really just hit it out of the park. You don't know what that means either.
Well, because even if you live forever, you still can only do something once.
I mean, I could go back in time. Like,
that's
really
not the same, Sam.
Why isn't it?
You've still already done it. You're still doing it again. You're just doing it again for the first time.
You're doing it again before you've done it, but you've already experienced it in your mind, so it's not your first time doing it.
It's these sorts of thoughts. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Because to any full-fledged Archfey, and Saoirse here, I have to say, it is lovely seeing how spongy you are, especially being out of the Spring Court. It's actually rather charming. You're sort of like, it's sort of like, you're a sponge, but so are the things around you. So all of their little nonsense, and it's amazing. I love it. I love to see it. But that wasn't, it is the first. Why is it important whether or not I'm doing it truly for the first time, or going back in time and then doing it again for the first time?
It's important. It means it to you. It's not the first time to you.
But it would be, for all intents and purposes, if it's the first time in the timeline that I do something.
But isn't it about the feeling? If you already know the feeling of doing it, then you can't say this is your first time doing it.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's the sort of emotional connection that is incredibly powerful in the Feywild. We live forever. We didn't necessarily do anything for the first or the last time because we have been and will be. You'd have to go very, very, very far back to get to a point before the Feywild was what it is. Because for as long as there's been emotion, as long as there has been a sentient creature on this earth that has felt fear, or passion, or joy, or pleasure of any form, we have been. So it's rare for us to have a first, but mortals get them all the time, and they're very valuable. And very sentimental. Delicious. So that's all. You just have to imbue something, or take them from the hags, or take them from somebody else. It's open-ended. The lack of specificity in the task that you were given means that there's a lack of specificity on the items that would complete it for you. Now, Clover, if you're satisfied.
I'll never be satisfied.
Satisfied.
Ego. I would love to know, when you say help you get to Baba Yaga, do you mean physically go there? Do you mean learn more about her? Do you mean protect yourself along the way? Do you mean perhaps write down those who might stop you from going? I could really give you any kind of spell. I have a couple in mind. I have one that I think you might like. But I'll let you share your preferences with me. Something that might help you best her?
Best her? I'm not going there to fight her.
Yeah, you don't know that.
Besting her doesn't mean fighting her. There have been, on multiple occasions, mortals that have outsmarted Baba Yaga. She may be the mother of mothers, and she may be all-powerful, but she can be bested.
Well, I mean, I don't have a means to get in contact with her, but I understand that there's more than one way to do that. So a spell that will make her at least care about what I have to say. Because I need to ask her for help. But I'm assuming that she won't give me the time of day if she doesn't think that I'm worthy of her attention.
I think she'll give you the time of day. I think it's not.
Twilight.
That's true. She might not react in the way that you think she will. But I think she'd give you time to speak.
A lot of people are setting up a lot of expectations about her, and at some point I need to just experience it for myself. So what's your recommendation for a spell that you think I would like?
Well, I have a spell. How about this? I'll describe some things, and you tell me which one you think is the most interesting. So, I could give you the ability to learn more about anyone or anything that is, of legendary importance, which Baba Yaga is, but it isn't limited to her. I could give you the knowledge to find out things of legendary importance. I could give you the ability to speak in the minds of your companions, so that, should you ever become separated on your mission, you can be brought back together. I could give you a spell that lets you find the most direct path to a place that you're looking to go. I could give you a spell that lets you teleport from one place to another, or perhaps open a gate to another plane. I could give you all kinds of spells. You have to kind of know where you're going to use a lot of teleportation spells. Well, you don't have to know where you're going. For the easier one, you just have to have been there before and set up a circle or seen a circle. But there's another one that I could probably give you that you could maybe go anywhere. I could give you a spell to open up your own sort of little pocket of safety that exists, like, separate from everything else, so you and your friends could go there.
They all sound useful.
I could give you a spell to teleport through plants.
Ooh.
You have to have met the plant, though.
Oh, I love tree stride.
Um,
Is that tree stride or teleport via plants?
God, I loved.
I guess you'll have to find out.
I was gonna say, because some
If I
of
get
those
more
aren't
powerful,
normally.
I could do that.
You
I was gonna say,
could.
some of those aren't all strictly wizard spells, so he would be breaking the rules a little bit and giving it as a wizard spell. Oh my god!
Well, here's the thing: you didn't ask for a wizard spell. You asked for a spell to get to her.
That is true.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I need to be the one that can cast it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Ink's knowledge is. It sounds like legend lore, find the path, teleportation circle, teleport, transport via plants, possibly Rary's telepathic bond, possibly magic mansion.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's basically offering you some, like, pretty high-level spells, but that also, as you know, comes with the caveat of, like, how difficult will that be for you to try to cast?
Yeah.
Or how long do you have to wait to use it?
Yeah, the earliest ones would be still a couple levels off. That would be teleportation circle or legend lore.
And
Legend lore-
teleportation circle, you would have to figure out, if she has one, what the sigil is. She
yeah,
probably does. She's a fucking hag. Like, they all have that shit.
I know. It's Legend lore has material components that I would have to spend every time I cast it. I think even though it's a really long way, Teleport might be too high level. I only have 3rd level spells. Someone help me!
You could let Sam pick. What would go wrong?
Could. Sam likes to be entertained. And he's watching this story like his own little personal TV show. So if I let him choose, he'll choose what he thinks would be the most entertaining. All of the spells are useful. I will let him choose the spell.
Interesting. Okay.
To show him a little bit of trust because I've been a little bit nasty to him.
Well, what a turn of events. Huh. I'll be kind and give you one
better than me.
I'll be kind and I'm going to give you one that you can use. I was going to give you something else. Let's see.
I would have had to like multi-class into another class and then hope I can use
take
it as
one
a
level
scroll.
in something really fucking random and then use it.
Just to cast the spell.
He was considering giving you like something like fucking Word of Recall so that you could like get to safety or like, you know, like because that's technically still
like a cleric.
I would need a level of cleric.
Yeah.
Because if it's anything that technically any spell could help you get to her, so like he could literally give you a cantrip. He's not going to do that though, because that would be really mean.
I have enough.
That's not funny.
To multi-class as cleric.
Yeah, you probably could. Yeah.
Hey, what if he gave you Eldritch Blast? That would be kind of sick.
Oh god.
That doesn't help me get to her.
Yeah, it does. You can help you kill someone that knows the information, so then you take it from them and then you go.
Help me with the travel, Sam. The travel specifically.
He will walk into like the tree line, and he's gone for like a minute, 5 minutes, 10.
Have we lost the memory already?
No.
I'm gonna quickly write it down in one of my books somewhere while he's gone.
And then eventually he comes back, and he has, like, pinched between his fingers, just like a little clover, like a perfect 4-leaf clover.
Oh shit!
And he hands it to you. You go.
Is this the spell?
No, yes, it's the spell.
No, okay. You just wanted to give me a 4-leaf clover. Thank you.
Open your book.
Cracks
Go
it
to a
open.
blank page.
It's to a blank page. Spins it around.
Put the clover in there.
Am I doing a flower press?
Close it. Don't open to that page again for a little while.
Okay.
You're gonna need to pick 2 places. You're gonna need to find... You have time. You're gonna need to find 2 places where people have created transportation circles. Well, teleportation circles. If you want the name, that's the spell I gave you. I think that's your best bet for finding her. All of the Archfey use them.
That's true.
It's a lot faster than, like, winnowing or, like, you know... Like, there's some other stuff that they could do, but, like, the teleportation circle is so low lift and very easy. It's just... It's quick.
Does a fairy ring count?
It could if you inscribed it with the right runes. You could make your own. You have to put the runic circle in the same place every day for... how long is it? Like a long time for mortals. You would become a little older. What is it called?
A year?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't have that kind of time, so I'll try and find some.
They're, you know, you can just sort of ask, like, if you were to go to one of the, if you were to go to the Spring Court, the Summer Court, the
Well, I'm
Court of
pretty
Air and
sure I-
Darkness,
Yeah.
they have them. They're all over the material plane. There's some in Waterdeep. There's some in places that you wouldn't think to look like somebody's basement. Wizard towers. And
I know where the one is in the Spring Court.
And the more that you find, the more places you can go. And you can't mess it up. See, there's another spell that I could have given you that lets you go places, but you can mess it up. And that really hurts.
But I could go to Waterdeep.
Yeah. You'll just, between now and in a little while when you're powerful enough to cast that, I mean, you could cast it, like, now, but you'd sort of be blowing your load. When you could just hold it in and then inscribe it into your book.
Okay.
So, in that time, I'd go and try to copy as many circles as you can.
All right. That seems a good deal. I hope what I gave was worth it.
Yeah. I suppose I should give... you know, why don't I give you 2 for free?
Okay.
You want a Waterdeep one?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, I can give you that. Just don't mention that it came from me.
Done.
And he reaches down and like plucks up a little dandelion as you open the book again and puts that in there. Now the second one, where do you want to go? Would you like one to my home? You could come and visit me anytime.
Wait, do you have one place where you stay?
I have a domain of delight, of course.
Your domain.
You're invited anytime. Well, yeah, that's sort of, the domain and me.
I thought you meant like a place that you like stayed, and that seems very counterintuitive. But a domain is a totally different thing.
Sometimes, not all the time.
I never remembered my mother having... You said that all hags had them, but I don't remember my mother having one. Was there one near my home?
She probably had one.
Or near the village?
Do you want me to find it for you?
Is that going to cost extra?
No, I said I would offer you a spell, and part of, like, getting the spell, you kind of, like, when you learn it, you gotta get a couple places to start. You can't just, like, have nothing. So it's part of the spell. Give it to you as a freebie.
Then maybe the closest circle to home, because I'm sure that by the end of this, I might get your circle anyway.
You're welcome in the lands betwixt anytime. I'll probably give you that one for free, or maybe for something else. But I'll go. I'll look. You're from the woods outside of Amphel, right? Where the carnival was.
Yeah. That was where a couple of us were close by from.
I can ask around.
Okay.
Sam,
Yes.
what is your domain like?
Well, why don't you ask these lovely folks? They've been there. They joined me.
In your domain? They've been in your domain?
Yes, they have. They were there for a party. It was a rebirthday party.
I see.
One of my little sugar baby warlocks, he was really old, and he was a gnome, and he spent a lot of time in the Feywild, so he was very old. And it was kind of time for him to go. Plucked him up out of the material plane just before he passed. Kind of put a pause on that. We had a little going away party for him. And then it was reborn. But they've been. They only saw a little bit of it, though.
There's a lot of dancing.
Wait, that sounds right.
That one had a lot of dancing,
We had to
particularly.
like dance for like how many hours? Like an hour or so?
You had to dance for an hour.
Yeah.
That was like ritual dancing.
Oh, I see.
Normally it doesn't have to be that serious, but if you're going to transfer somebody's life essence as they're dying into something new, you kind of like need a lot of energy.
That was fun.
Well, I think I'll be taking my leave, and with that, and he steps up to evens for Ego, odds for Clover. That's packed. He steps up to Ego. And I think he takes out a pan flute. And he kind of starts like slowly walking around you and is playing this like very mysterious, very like ancient kind of folk music, like song on this pan flute. And the rest of you watch as like there's this little bit of a glow near like Ego's like temple. And like as the music plays, this like smoke begins to come out from like Ego's head basically, and then gets like sucked up into the pan flute. And Ego, the memory of meeting Clover for the first time and all of the feelings associated with it is gone from you. You remember, you know, like once you were across the river, meeting up with the others, and everything after, you don't remember that. Which also means you no longer remember Clover's mother knowing your name without telling her. And then he will step up to Clover, and he will do the same
I didn't
thing.
think about that.
And he will play his
Clover
flute.
wrote it.
Yeah. He will play his flute, and the smoke will come out of your like temple as well. And the same thing for you, Clover. That memory and all of the emotions associated with it are gone. Thank you. So long. And he just like whoosh, and poof into smoke, and he's gone.
It's always fun.
That was a lot for the morning.
Sure was.
How are you
Yeah.
feeling?
Bored. I'm ready to go. Been bored for like the past 20 minutes. You guys were just talking about deals.
I don't know if we finished sleeping. I think everyone's still asleep.
Oh, I finished a while ago.
Okay. Did you prepare that? Can you prepare that spell to try and help the rocking horse?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
You all sleep a very long time.
I'm Eepers.
I've had a lot of time to do.
Eepy.
I'm Eepy.
I am EP. I am EP and Hungy.
Alright, let's see if we can cure a rocking horse and then go hang out with a unicorn.
Well, if you need to sleep, go sleep.
No. No. That was enough to wake me up. I just need to prepare my spells.
All right.
Yeah, alright.
Prepares
Okay.
them because I did it already.
Alrighty, yeah. So you guys want to try to do some stuff to the rocking horse?
Why'd you guys say it like
Sounds
that?
ominous.
What would you like to do?
Oh no, it looks like my camera's frozen. Oh,
Wah.
that's fine. I'm trying to think of what it would look like, but
Well,
Saoirse's going to cast Dispel Magic.
okay. Let me pull some things up.
I think she'll make sure that we're like outside in the grass, rather than like in the tree.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. There's plenty of space around. Let's see. Okay. So what does it look like when Saoirse casts Dispel Magic? Are there like animals coming in, like doing the Sleeping Beauty cleaning sequence, like using their squirrel tails to like wipe away the magic or something?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. A bunch of like forest creatures like scatter forward and like start doing the like. I think it's more like the dress, the Cinderella dress sequence, where it's like they all sort of gather around and like sweeping around it, and it sort of does like a spin, and then there's like probably flower petals kind of scattered in like a little whirlwind type thing, and then the magic goes away or is dispelled.
Oh man, I can't. Hold on. It's just little spinning squares. I'm trying to.
I tried turning it off and turning it back on again, but oh wait, it's my camera turned off when I turned off on Discord.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, so all of the forest critters come to your call, and they begin doing their thing, like going around like the circle, and like these flower petals are falling from like all around. But then there's this moment where you're like, nothing's happening. You're like, it's not taking hold. Like the animals have a moment where they all stop, and they're like looking at the rocking horse, and then they're like looking at you being like, what? Wait, what? There's no magic! We can't dispel it! And they're like all like chittering and like being like, what? Why can't we do it? So you get the sense that like, while there is like a magical effect on this rocking horse, it's not like dispellable. It's other conditions are required to be met in order to change this.
Maybe it needs its horn.
You don't use the spell slot though. Like the spell doesn't take hold at all, so there's nothing to even actually like cast. So then all the animals have the moment where they're like, "Aw," and they like slowly walk back into the forest.
They're like, damn, well, we did all we could.
I think Deborah keeps dying.
Oh no.
I might have to get the charge cord out. No, sorry, it's not working.
That's pretty bad if that's the situation.
I mean, that's pretty powerful magic.
Maybe we gotta get the horn. I think that makes sense. Can't turn it back into a unicorn if it doesn't have its horn.
But last we heard, she lost it.
But other people may know where it is.
Other people may. Maybe we could ask the goblins? Or Will?
I think we already asked Will.
We don't know as many people here.
We don't, but that doesn't mean much.
I guess we could just ask anyone we meet.
And there are people that are looking that we are looking for. I mean, if she lost it, if she lost it here, I doubt lost things stay lost, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, if it was the carnival, it would end up in the lost and found.
Magic. We have other things to do anyway. Like there's that dragon guy.
I
There
do
is the
sort of
dragon.
really, really need to get to the Palace of Heart's Desire, like, as quickly as I can. Things aren't good at the Spring Court without me.
We can't really
Well-
go there until we have the means to wake her up, though, because she won't be able to help you.
Right.
Which means that we need the unicorn, because we need a unicorn.
I can summon a unicorn.
But is it an actual unicorn, or is it just a thing that looks like it?
No, I say unicorn.
Well, the test for that would be if your summoned unicorn can pass through the barrier at the lake.
That's true. So we go to the lake?
Sure.
Go back to the lake?
Yeah, we can bring the rocking horse. And at some point, we need to get this little cub probably through one of those mushroom circles and send him back to his mom.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, I can mark down the circle and see if it's used as this spell. So, let's open ye old map in our minds.
Mm-hmm.
The map.
Ego closes their eyes and they see the Loom Lurch map and they go, no, no. Further out.
No. Oh yeah, let
The
me
big-
take you.
The bigger map. In my
Zoom
mind.
out.
Zoom out in my mind.
Camera enhance.
But the other way. Unhance. Yes. This is what I'm imagining. Okay. We're here at Little Oak.
Yes.
Directly south would be back to the Wayward Pool. But we know that that circle is corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
I normally don't like to speak for a player / character that isn't here. I have a feeling Orem is going to say that you guys are not sending Star through a mushroom circle unless you know that it goes
Yeah,
to his mom.
I would also agree with that. Like, unless we
Like, I
can,
feel
like, get
Orem
him
can be
straight
like,
to the
"Well, where
circus.
does it go?"
If they're a night, if it's not corrupted, there's probably nice mushrooms, and we could probably ask them if they go to the Witchlight Carnival.
That's true. We could ask if they ever heard of it or know how to get there.
Ego, roll a history check. I just want to see
wait,
something.
the nice ones might not talk. They kind of just dance. 15.
Never mind. Okay, nothing. I mean, it is true that they sing and dance. Whether or not they will tell you anything is another matter.
Maybe we
but-
should just hold on to her.
Yeah, and also they might need a password.
Well,
I mean, we can always come back here later, so the cub can stay here until we
Well-
figured out a safe way home.
I think that's what the deal I made with Will is, like, until
Yeah.
we know how to get him back to his mom, he's gonna take care of him until we have a means to do that, and then he's not gonna fight us when we send him to his mom. That was the deal
And
Clover made.
Clapperclaw and Juniper are here and they're safe. So we don't have any innocent tag-alongs anymore.
And you know, speaking of that, they are both here. And Juniper hasn't eaten in a minute.
No, they have food here.
But do they have, like, fresh raw meat?
All right, Orem, time to go hunting with Juniper.
Bye, Orem.
Bye, Orem.
Bye, Orem.
Orem will go and hunt.
Yeah, that's why Orm's never around. He's out hunting
He's
all
hunting
the time.
Orem,
the time.
whatever you do.
Oh, wait,
Orem, whatever
Saoirse.
you do while you're hunting, don't trim your mane while you're gone.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
don't cut your hair.
Don't cut your hair.
I forgot to mention this when you guys got back to Little Oak. This group of people has, like, an owl bear that pulls a chariot. And they also have, like, a small child that has, like, the head of, like, their head is a stag skull and their body is, like, stuffed with straw. In case that is, like, of any interest to you.
Yeah, that was...
I mean, to be fair, this is the Feywild, so Saoirse's
Yeah.
kind of like, interesting. Cool. You know, the weird stuff is pretty normal
That's
here.
true, yeah.
I love a true fae.
Well, of course they would have an owl bear just tagging along. Of course.
How else are
I
you
don't
gonna
think
get
Saoirse
around?
knows what an owlbear is, because it's not a Fey creature. It's like it's almost more of a mortal creature. Just, yeah.
There are owl bears
Displaced?
in the Feywild, but not in the Spring Court. So yeah,
Yeah.
you probably like wouldn't be super familiar with them. But you know what an owl is, and you know what a bear is.
Yeah, so she's just like, oh, this is some sort of owl and bear hybrid creature. That makes sense. There's
There's
no reason
tons
that
of-
wouldn't be a thing.
There's tons of bears in the Spring Court.
There are
That's, like,
hippogriffs and like chimera and
like
you know,
griffins.
Griffins.
Like,
Yeah. Why can't there be a half owl, half bear? Sure.
Turtle duck.
Listen. I would pay actual money for one turtle ducks to be
Same,
a thing in
same.
Spring Court.
what would you all like to do?
Want to try and make it back to the lake?
Yeah, but we should.
the lake.
I think it's a good way to test Saoirse's unicorn, because if it works there, in theory, it should work on Zybilna, right? Like
In
that's
theory,
part
it
of it.
should.
Like I know we still need the cauldron and a poem, right?
We have the poem.
Oh, we have the poem.
I got the poem.
Oh, cool.
And she's
Neither.
stuck in her cauldron, so
Yeah, the cauldron is there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we-
Yep. Okay. So yeah, we just
Of course, we
need
also
we
have to
would have
get
a-
there, is the thing. But, you know.
Right.
but at least we could
but-
attempt it if we feel like we have everything we need.
Yeah, if we have the unicorn, we can try and go to the palace.
Yeah.
I have
However
a
that
couple
works.
different ways I can summon a unicorn, so.
but more importantly, you probably also need to get Clover's thing.
Which
Oh.
it's probably a Nyan.
I mean, I still think we should test the unicorn first.
Oh, definitely. But if we need to go through, you know, we should get your thing before we go to Zybilna.
Yeah, maybe.
Did somebody say yawn? And like squirt comes out of the bag?
Oh,
There's no
I-
fucking way. The
I
fucking
thought-
horny bottle. No.
Hey, how are you?
I flip open my satchel bag and I go, I thought that you left.
Left? I'm right here.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, but last I saw you after I filled you up, you went bouncing off somewhere in Loomlurch.
No, he jumped back into your bag.
You jumped.
Yeah, he would have jumped back in your bag. He doesn't. Once he
Oh.
had the boggle oil, he was like, "Nice, thanks."
Okay, well, I would have thought that you would have stayed at Little Oak.
I mean, golly gosh, why would I do that when I could get a free ride in your bag? I don't really want to have to fly around all the time. It's just a lot of work. If there's a party, I'll fly to a party. But I don't know of any parties right now.
There's always a
Anyway,
Where?
party. I mean, there's
Hold
always
on.
a Feylands. There's always a party.
I
somewhere.
was born at a party. In
did
Yon.
you that answers my question. So you've been to Yon.
Yeah, I have. I was made there. There were these dwarves, and they were like mining and looking for stuff in Yon, and then they made me. And then we had a party, and I got a little cuckoo bananas, and I ended up here. I should probably go back.
You
You
the
know
way
how to-
back?
Yeah,
What he said.
of course.
Yeah. See how serendipitous that is? You could write a song about that.
Good.
I guess we do
Wow.
have to work on one.
I already have it. I wrote
You
it
wrote a
while you
song
guys were
or-
yapping away. Like it's hard?
What? Like it's hard?
I don't know. I've never written a song.
Give it a try one day. Great way to get out all of your latent emotions.
Are you gonna perform it for us? I love listening to music.
Why not? I'm not gonna sing. But
I know, you're fine. Hell yeah. Paint us a word picture though.
Yeah. Basically, it's like, how do I explain it? Whatever it is very intense and has a guitar solo. And like he doesn't have the guitar to do it, but he will make the mouth sounds and headbang.
Wow. Do you not have a yarding with you?
Yeah, he does. Oh,
Do
he
you-
does! Because he got one from Dunn. He got one from Charles. I can't remember. Now I'm having a brain fart. So I'm just gonna call him Charlie. Charles.
Wait, who?
The satyr dude. I can't.
Your dad?
No.
Sam?
Sam. There it is.
No, I get where Graf's brain went. Graf was like, he's a very normal name for
Yeah,
a powerful
Graf-
satyr.
Yeah, he has a normal name. So I was like, I don't know, Charlie or something.
Bro really forgot Sam for a minute there. That's so funny.
Oh my god.
Sam is deeply
He'd be-
insulted.
Somewhere in the
in the-
Feywild,
Yeah.
Sam is like, and like falls into like the fetal position in pain,
Oh, buddy.
and a single tear rolls down his cheek.
You know what? Good.
Actually, to be fair, Sam doesn't care because it's not his real name anyway.
That's true. It's not.
This is Sam.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. That's
But yeah. He absolutely he fucking shreds on it.
nice. What is it about? Is it about anything, or is it just music? I do like, like, are there words, lyrics?
It is definitely a song about like it has lyrics. I don't know what it's about except for it's one of those songs where it's like very lighthearted, but then you listen to the words and you're like, oh.
Mhm.
Hey, Bright Eyes. Damn.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's kind of depressing actually.
Y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all just want to dance.
Right?
Yeah, and Squirt, the oil can, like, floats up and is like bouncing around and dancing however you would imagine an oil can would. I'll leave that to your mind.
Damn, Squirt throwing ass.
Yeah, Squirt is twerking, and you don't
Oh my
know
god,
how,
oh,
but he
he's
is.
getting oil on me.
Yeah.
Well, if he's bouncing around, he's gonna squirt a little.
Right?
He's squirting.
Interesting.
What a great montage for us walking to the lake.
Oh yeah. But yeah, you guys can make your way there. And once again, you find yourselves like near that edge of the tree line, looking down at this large lake. It's very peaceful and serene.
I'm riding the rocking horse for sure. I
You
got
can.
off to dance, and then I got back on the horse.
Of course, obviously. You gotta.
I
Or
can't
rocking
not
horse.
dance. if
You
there's
could dance
music.
on the rocking horse.
I could.
This horse is like, free me! Somebody save me! And then
Try
it's
and
just getting
dance while
danced on.
flying on the rocking horse.
Are you guys bringing the kids with you? Because the kids had wanted to go to the lake. They have that costume, and they wanted to go to swim. Are you doing this without them, or are you going with them?
Oh my god. Don would love to chaperone the kids on a lake party like a fucking cool dad.
Yeah, like a cool camp counselor.
okay. We do like a little musical train as we all
Oh my
march
God,
in
field
line
trip.
there.
That's amazing. I love
I mean,
that.
that way everybody is in view and safe, and we have Will's help because turns out an Oni probably can fight pretty well. We have an owl bear.
I don't know. That Oni got his ass beat by mushrooms, so
He's in a child's body.
All right, fair.
imagine losing to mushrooms.
Does
Wait.
Will still have like his abilities from being an Oni, or is he just fully like a mortal, like a immortal
I think
child?
it's implied that he at least has some sort of regeneration because he was
mhm.
recovering from his wounds really fast.
You could ask him. You could beat his ass and then make him act like an Oni.
Right.
I don't know.
Right? Just pull him aside and just like, so how much Oni things can you do? And he's like, dudes, I'm my friends.
Yeah,
You can't...
Oh my god,
Not in
don't
front of
talk
my
to me about
friends.
that in front of my friends. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you would know that he healed pretty quick. And like just based on the wounds that he had like gotten from that encounter, looked like they probably would have killed a regular
Yeah.
child.
Mhm.
So you think he has a lot more like
Hit points.
hit points, yeah.
Mhm.
He's much more like robust.
Does he have
So-
magic?
I mean, you know that he has a magical aura of transmutation magic. Probably
But
can
is
be
that-
transformed.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if that's just like to the body curse, or if that like the
Yeah,
curse
I
is.
think it just changes the way the body looks and perhaps also the way he acts.
Mm.
I mean, like the time that you guys have spent with him, he tries very, very, very hard to be a kid.
Gotcha. So like, even if he did have magic, he's probably not actively using it because he doesn't want to be anything but a kid.
Yeah, you don't know unless you either see him do it or ask him. And when he is like around the kids, like the only thing about him that is special that he tries to portray is that he's the leader of the getaway gang. But like he doesn't you've never seen him use like supernatural strength with the kids
Okay.
or cast magic on them. Like you've never seen him do that.
Well, let's hope we don't get into a battle on the way to the lake, and we won't find out.
Speaking of,
Speaking of, somebody roll me a d8. You know what? Iris, why don't you roll me a d8? Because this is your first time in this group doing this.
Random.
No, my dice won't come out of the box. Okay, here we go. 2.
Oh no.
2 dragons.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right. So you guys have the kids following behind you as you're trekking through the forest, and
We
like
do.
they're being kids in the forest. Like some of them are stopping to look at bugs and pick up rocks. Will like has them in hand though, and he makes sure that they're all getting to where you guys are going. But you do have like a little bit of space from them if you want it. And as you're trekking through the forest, you come across a campfire that is set up and is actively like lit and burning. There's a cauldron of water that's bubbling over the flames, and a frying pan that is holding some melted butter is resting on like a rock near the fire. And as you look upon the scene, you can see that there is this little mushroom with a cheerful, like, red and white speckled cap, and a smiling face on its stalk that is, like, very merrily singing as it's, like, dipping its cap into the butter. And it's like, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands! I don't have hands! And it just keeps, like, going and is, like, singing in this, like, nasally falsetto. And it's just, like, dipping its cap into some melted butter.
Oh, free food. Dad's gonna walk forward.
But yeah, so you're going, like, up to where the mushroom is?
Yep.
So yeah, your, like, shadow, like, kind of casts over it, and it stops dipping, and it, like, looks up at you, and it says, hello! Hello! And it's, like, just dancing.
Saoirse just starts dancing as well. And the same, doing the song and everything.
Yeah.
Actually
Seriously,
doing the hand clapping.
You know what a campestry is. There's a ton of them in the spring court, so, like, yeah, you know what, you know their deal. Because they're, who are you? I don't know you. What are you doing here?
Dad is going to respond back literally in song as well. I am Don, going to the lake.
Lake?
The one with the unicorn.
Unicorn! That's so cool! I don't know any unicorns! But I hope you have a good time!
Damn that vibrato! Hell yeah!
Right? That run. What are you eating?
Wait, you ask the mushroom what it's eating?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not eating. My friend Croa said I should rub butter, melted butter, onto my cap. Said I could have a hot bath before dinner. Croa getting firewood, gonna be back soon. Gonna have a bath and dinner. I'm all buttery for my bath and dinner. And he's just like going.
You guys. I think the mushroom is the dinner.
I think the bath is he's going to pot.
Oh, who's Croa?
Do you ask the mushroom that?
Yeah.
Croa's a goblin. He's just a guy. He knows
just a
some
guy.
other goblins, but he mostly just hangs out in the woods. I've known him for 2 hours.
Oh my god.
But he's my best friend.
That's right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Huh. This is not safe.
What do you mean? Why isn't it safe? It's just melted butter.
You know, mushrooms taste really good when you melt them in butter. When you put melted butter on them, I mean.
What are you saying?
I don't know, it just kind of sounds like the guy wants to eat you.
What? Croa's my friend. He would never eat me.
Friend for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we are BFFs now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
I've known you all like a
definitely
day, and
just-
you're my best friends.
It's definitely just butter in a bath. And then dinner.
What did he say was for dinner?
I don't know.
No.
Is it possible that he said he would like to have you for dinner?
Well, of course he's having me for dinner. I'm at his camp. We're gonna
But
have
right-
dinner.
He probably
Yeah,
meant
but-
literally.
He's gonna have you for dinner.
Well, yeah, like I said.
No,
he
like
invited
Should we
me
just stay
to
here and
his
watch?
camp.
Oh no.
I don't know what you mean. He's my BFF. We're at his camp. I'm gonna have a bath
Where's his camp?
right here
Where is he?
in the woods
Doing what?
getting firewood. But he'll be back really soon.
Where's the bath?
Over there. It's like he like wiggles
Is it
his
a
cap
pot?
at the pot with the water in it.
That looks like a cooking pot, not a bathtub.
Well, you're not little like me, so how would you know what I would take a bath in?
Got you there.
I'm really trying to save you here. I think he's gonna have you for dinner, but to eat you, he's gonna put you in the bath, and the bath
Then-
will be hot, and
And then
it
he'll
will cook
put you in his tummy.
and then he's gonna eat you.
So what are you saying? What should
He's
I
gonna
do?
eat you. Stop putting butter on yourself, for one.
Don't. I mean, you know, if you want to be eaten, that's okay too.
Well, I don't want to be eaten, but would my BFF Crow really do that to me?
Yes.
It would break my little campestry heart. You guys can roll a persuasion check, either Clover and Ego separately, or one of you at advantage if you would like.
To be fair,
I'm
Dom
a
brought
le-
up the idea.
Well, I mean, so then all three of you can roll, or one of you can roll with advantage.
Let's all try to convince
Let's
this
all try
thing
to
not
save
die
the
together.
mushroom.
Saoirse's not getting involved. Saoirse's like, this is fully normal. Maybe
It
the
doesn't
mushroom
want to be
likes
eaten,
being
though. It just
Okay.
said it doesn't want to be.
eaten. Okay, but you know, this is the circle of life. You know,
Oops, that's the wrong
some
one.
things get eaten.
I rolled like shit.
Sometimes they're sentient beings that get eaten. It's okay.
There we go.
19.
54.
Okay. So the mushroom like slowly like stops gyrating and it's like, now that you say
Oh no.
it kinda makes sense. I should leave. What the fuck is Crow gonna do to me? And the mushroom will like shake off some of the butter that's like on its cap, and then will like slowly, it has a speed of 5 feet, like hop out of the pot and like starts trying to like get down to the ground, but it's like up,
I'll help it.
so it's like, thank you.
You're welcome.
And it like looks up at all of you and it's like, okay guys, where are we going
no.
now?
What do you mean,
Yeah.
we?
No, he's coming with us.
Huh?
You
That would be-
saved my life. I owe you a debt. You are my new BFFs now.
Yay! I love it. That's so exciting. I have so many friends now.
What's funny, Ego should have been singing differently this whole time. Ego should have been screaming like, we're going to the lake! We're going
Oh,
to the
no.
lake!
Saoirse is going to druidcraft like a couple handfuls of mushrooms and like toss them in the butter. This poor goblin is thinking it's coming back to buttered mushroom for dinner.
Oh my god.
Now everybody wins.
Yeah.
I'm
Goblin's got it too.
ready. Let's go. And all of the kids are like watching this happen and they're like, oh my god, that mushroom's talking? What do you think it tastes
Put some
like?
spices in it.
No!
It probably tastes pretty good, actually.
Please
Stop!
don't eat me, but you can lick my cap if you want. Just don't bite
I'm
it.
gonna do that. I will for sure do that. If I have permission, I will lick it, yes.
Okay, I need you to roll me a wisdom save.
Yep. Thankfully, I'm a druid, so I'm actually pretty good at these. No, why won't my dice come out of the box? I'll just have to use the pink ones. It's
like
fine.
charming honey. Or charming butter.
If it is, I can't. I'm immune, right? I feel like Or have resistance to it.
It is not a charm.
Okay.
13.
Okay. So yeah, you lick the Campestre's cap, and you definitely like get some spores in your mouth, and you know it. But you're like, I don't want to get impacted by these, and you just simply like will the spores to not affect you.
Wait, do I know what sort of spores they are?
Yeah. So you
Would
would
they
know
affect
that.
me?
You would know that Campestri spores, they can like kind of like cause like a Campestri can make like a little explosion of spores around it, and it can affect like Fae and it can affect mortals, but there's certain things that it can't affect. But if they like enter your body, there's a chance that they like will straight up like incapacitate you, and
No, I don't
also
want
like make you very slow at like walking. Like your speed is halved mechanically.
Yeah, no,
They
I
just
don't
make you
want
feel super out of it.
Oh,
But so yeah, the Campestri, like if you like pick him up to lick him, he's like trying to like climb up your arm and like go
I'll let
over
him.
onto your shoulder, and he's just
Sure.
like,
Hello, little friend.
hello, hello.
I'll
Let's
make
go.
sure. Philip, don't eat the mushroom.
Not eat?
Not eat.
Smells good.
Oh, I rolled a d12 instead of a d20 for that roll. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
The
I
chances
passed.
of you
It's
passing
fine.
it with oh my god, with a D12, so you passed it, we'll count that. But yeah. Yeah, there's Campestri that is trying to follow you guys now.
Yeah, I'll carry him.
All right.
I need a background singer for when I perform.
Oh,
the
I can
song.
play dulcimer as well if you need backup music.
Dulcimer.
Mhm.
It's not really giving, the sound that needs to get gave.
It's not really giving the sound that needs to get gave. And the Campestri like mimics Don's voice perfectly, except that it's in like this very nasally falsetto.
Making our way to the lake.
Yeah, so you guys can make your way there, and you see that mist drifting over the surface of it. You're in the tree line, and there's all those like mossy rocks protruding from the shallows, as well as a little rocky islet in the center of the lake. What would you like to do?
Try that unicorn?
Oh, do you want me to summon it now?
Well, yeah, we got a test to see if he could go through it.
Go through the lake?
The barrier.
The barrier.
Oh, alright. Let's see. I think I'll start with... Because it resets on a short rest, I'll use my spirit totem
Okay.
first. And then if that doesn't work, I'll use my summon spell.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Where is the totem spirit? There it is. Okay. So incorporeal. Okay. So what does it look like when you cast that?
I think it's just like a unicorn just pops out of nowhere and like
Little cherry
Dashes.
blossom petals just
I
like
think it's sort of
explode,
like-
and then there's
actually like off in the like distance in the sky you see a shape getting closer and closer, and it like is basically walking, like running and galloping on the sky, like down from the sky with like little
Mhm.
flower petals trailing after it.
Mhm.
And then it like trails and sort of makes its way kind of in front of the group.
Making my way.
Very,
Makes
very
it-
dramatically.
Yeah, but so there is this like incorporeal like spirit unicorn that appears before the group of you, and all of you that are around you feel like very protected and like you feel very capable, and just like really like invigorated.
Strong. Yeah. Very, yeah.
So mechanically, you guys, if you are within the aura of this unicorn, you have advantage on your ability checks. If you cast a spell using a spell slot, that restores hit points to any creature in or out of the aura. a creature of your choice in the aura also regains hit points equal to Saoirse's druid level. So, but yeah, there's a
So you all
spirit
have
unicorn.
advantage, and then I add a bunch of stuff to healing spells.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, that is okay. So that's your healing, and it's your allies. Okay, I see it now. Thank you for clarifying that.
Well,
So what would you like to do?
While the unicorn is here, we must see if it can walk to the lake, or if we can walk to the lake around it.
Okay, so are you commanding the unicorn to just like go towards the lake first?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the unicorn is able to start like moving towards the lake, and it starts like heading down the hill, and it'll just like it can keep going. I don't know if there's like a distance on how far it can be. I think it can be up to 60 feet, or at the point you can see.
Yeah, it can put it within 60 feet of me, and then it can move 60 feet
Up to 60 feet.
Up to 60 feet
to
from
anywhere
me,
you can see.
to anywhere I can see. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's no like limitation on how far it can be from me.
Okay, yeah. So then it like if you guys let it will go down to the shoreline, and because that's like wherever Saoirse commands it to go here, it goes there.
But we'd
It's just,
lose
like,
the aura if it's more than 30 feet. From me.
Yeah.
And there's a spectral unicorn at the shoreline.
But it's incorporeal, so we can't ride it.
You can't ride it, no.
Okay.
They'll follow it though.
Are you... So when you say follow it, what do you mean by that?
I'll like walk next to it.
Okay. Let me check something. Hold on. Not that. Okay, so Saoirse, you go to walk next to the unicorn, and like there's a moment where you feel like a little confused, and then all of a sudden you're like standing back next to the rest of your party, but your spirit unicorn is like still walking down the hill.
Oh, that doesn't work. I'll bring it back. Because that's not helpful.
And like Will of the Feywild is just standing there, like crossed his arms, leaning against a tree, watching you guys, like smiling.
Well, what if I hold on to it?
It might work.
Yeah, I'll put my hand on it
and
walk with it.
Okay, yeah. Since it's incorporeal, your hand like kind of goes like into it a little bit.
Yeah,
but as you start walking, you start making progress towards the shoreline.
All right, there we go.
See if you can see the unicorn over there.
Oh, wait, let me, I'm gonna grab the, like, rocking horse, and I think she'll have, like, one hand on one unicorn, one hand just guiding the rocking horse forward as well. Yeah, that's all. I'll just keep going if that's...
Yeah, you
Should I come back, or do you want...
See if you can get... I was wondering if you could get if there's a unicorn around there, like her attention. See if she'd be willing to help us.
What's her name?
I know it. Why don't I know it right?
You always say it. You
I
always
do
know
always
it.
say it. Why don't I know it right now?
Janet.
No.
Patricia.
It's a fancy name.
Lamorna.
Lamorna.
Her name's Lamorna.
Lamorna, thank you. Her name's Lamorna.
Oh, all right. Lamorna, are you about?
You hear the gentle lapping of the water on the shoreline, and you hear birdsong and like the rustling of the trees in the wind behind you. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that there is that like island in the middle, but you don't see a unicorn
I'll keep going towards the island.
Okay, so it's 250-foot distance, and the lake starts like getting deeper and deeper. And even though you're very tall, it starts going deeper than where you can stand.
Oh, I'll get on the rocking horse and do a little like hover.
Okay, yeah. So then you can hop on the rocking horse, and start like flying over to the little island. And this little islet is about 30 feet wide and 40 feet long. And as you get over there, you can see that at the highest point of the islet, about 30 feet above the surface of the water, there's this like iron bowl.
Just so you know, the spirit only lasts for a minute, so she would have to like.
Once you get to the lake, once you get to the lake shore, like you make it there, so you're fine.
Yeah, you're past the barrier.
I was just making sure. Yeah.
And
All
quick sidebar, seeing this, Will goes back to the kids, and they all start climbing under this like ridiculous unicorn costume that they've made. That is like one of those like riding horses on a stick with a giant like blanket underneath it, and they all start like slowly like going towards the lake, and they start making progress.
Oh my god, it's working!
I should have fucking known.
But so then the kids like make it to the shoreline.
What the fuck?
And they will like throw off the costume, and then all the kids are like yelling, and they run into the water, and they're like splashing each other with it, and like swimming around. But yeah, so then on this islet, are you gonna like approach the?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you can see that it's filled
I'm
with
supposed to be looking for a unicorn. I don't know. This isn't a unicorn, but I'm found something.
No, there's there's just like a bowl of like unlit coals.
Okay. Unlit coals. All right. So. I can snuff out a candle. No, I can light a candle. Or, yeah, I can light it. With Druidcraft. I will,
Okay.
yeah, light the coals, because that's what you do with coals, right?
Yeah. Alrighty, so yeah, you light the coals, and you notice that like all of you see this, the fog and like mists start to get like really, really heavy along the lake shore, like a little bit of ways off from where the kids are, but it's very clearly like unnatural. And after about a minute, these lakeshore mists part to reveal a white horse with a single gleaming horn on her brow. And she stands perfectly still, just silently like looking out to the islet and observing Saoirse.
How are we gonna get down there?
Well, Clover can fly.
Yeah, but we're not unicorns.
Lamorna, do we have permission to approach you?
She doesn't seem to be paying any attention.
Try the rocking horse.
She took the rocking horse down.
That's right, she did. Rubbing my face on the barrier. Like, wait, we should have all
I'm on
gone.
the island, and she's on the other side of the lake.
She is like near where you descended down, but like a little ways off. So she's not like opposite where the kids are. It's like a slight dive. If this is the shoreline and this is the island and this is the path you took to get there, she's like over here. Anybody from the carnival party, roll a history check. Any or all of you can do it.
15 for me.
Natural one.
I'll start heading over towards the unicorn then.
30 plus 4, 17.
Okay. So for Dawn and for Clover. Let me just check one thing. It's super quick. That's, oh my god, that's funny. You remember like way back to when you guys were reunited at the carnival, and you guys like played like a bunch of different games and like tried a bunch of different things. And in doing that, you guys like earned prizes. One of you, I believe it was Dawn, won a unicorn horn full of candy. And I think Dawn also has face paint that can cast Disguise Self.
I do have both of those. I don't
see any reason why you couldn't use Disguise Self face paint to paint a fucking unicorn horn on your face if you wanted to.
Full on like unicorn face, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do that. And also what I could do is Dawn is seeing that it just has to vaguely resemble a unicorn, apparently, to work. Dawn is going to say, I have an idea. And he's
Clover, you also have those 2 tiny crystal unicorns.
I do!
Yeah. He's going to say, Stilts, return! And he's going to hold his sword up like a nerd, and like bursting up from this like fire. Stilts will come back, and he's just going to put the horn on top of... He's going to hand the horn full of candy to Ego, and he's going to say right on the horse and put it on its forehead. So it looks like a unicorn.
Okay. Can you help me get up on the horse?
Sure.
I'm gonna give one of the unicorn things to Luna. And I'm gonna try... I'll hold the other one, and then I'm gonna try minor illusion a horn on my forehead.
Okay. So, Ego is on stilts. Clover / Luna are holding tiny crystal unicorns / illusion horns.
Yeah.
Dawn, are you also hopping onto stilts?
Yeah, I'll hop on the stilts too. I don't want to put unicorn face paint on myself.
That's a bummer. The group of you descends to the shoreline with no problem.
Oh. Well,
it was that easy.
I couldn't cast Find Steed when we first got here, so.
I didn't even try to use... Neither of us tried to use minor illusion.
Yeah.
That's okay. We do it now.
We did it. Only took several episodes and a little bit of trauma.
And lots of travel back and forth.
But yeah,
I mean,
you guys are
we just tried it once. It's fine.
You guys can get down there. From where you are, Lamorna is probably equidistant from where Saoirse is, so like about 250 feet down the shoreline.
Let's rejoin Saoirse and the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So Saoirse's heading towards the unicorn for sure.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just try and catch up with you.
Yeah, and the kids are all there, and like they're all like, you know, swimming and stuff, and Will is like sitting on the beach just like watching all of them. But you can head over to Lamorna, and she stands like perfectly still. And then once you guys get within 60 feet, 1, 2, 3, 4. Saoirse, you hear like a voice in your mind once you're within 60 feet of her. And it says, "Tell me, what brings you to thither? And who are you?"
I'm Saoirse of the Spring Court. I am here. I was looking for the. I was supposed to go to the Palace of Heart's Desire, but I got sort of turned around in the process. I have to speak with Zybilna. She's got to help me find my true love, so I can break the curse. Well, so that the curse will be broken eventually.
I see. Perhaps Might I ask something of you?
Sure.
Would you consider yourself a kind-hearted individual?
Yeah.
Then, as someone who seeks their true love, surely you can imagine the pain that one would feel if their true love was lost. Yes?
Of course.
Unfortunately, that is my lot. I have lost my mate.
Is
I
the same?
believe my mate is a unicorn.
Yeah, but
Is
this was a unicorn. It got turned into a horse. Or to a rocking horse.
Well,
Is she pointing at the horse while she's looking at the
Yeah.
unicorn?
yeah.
In her mind, because I forgot, I also have a lake in mind. I don't think she can talk back, but I will say, we found that rocking horse at the was it Nightshade?
Granny Nightshade, yeah.
Granny Nightshade's
Yeah, Granny.
You say that's a
I know.
Lamorna?
Yes.
I was there. Yeah, Granny Nightshade turned her into a rocking horse.
But it's missing
Okay.
its horn.
Okay, so
Like his
Clover
horn and some of his
you-
blood.
Okay, so Clover speaks that into Lamorna's mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think the unicorn will turn and like look to you. And like it's very clear that she is like disturbed by the things that you've said.
Fair.
You say you found this item at the hag's home?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
And how is it that you were able to take something that belongs to the hag?
Is she asking me?
You both hear this.
Oh, okay.
Actually, at this point, all of you hear it.
Well, we kind of beat her up a little bit and she ran away.
So you conspire against the hag?
Absolutely.
100%.
Interesting.
Not particular. I just for me not particularly, but I'm with these guys.
See.
And we actually came to you for help, but when we found him and the rumor about his missing horn, we figured maybe you could help us. I've heard,
'Cause we need a unicorn horn. to
yeah,
wake
the unicorn
Lorna.
horn can break curses. I don't know if it would work on your mate, but maybe if we help break out Zybilna, maybe Zybilna could fix him.
Why don't you all follow me?
Ooh.
And she begins walking the other way down the beach.
Oh yeah, I'll follow.
I'll follow as well.
Yeah, so I think that's where we're gonna take a put a pin in it for the evening, because it is getting to be the time that I need to end because I have a very early morning appointment. But we will see what happens next time with the unicorn here on the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So thank you as always to my wonderful players for joining me in this chaos. And thank you to those of you who are watching either now or in the future for being here. We appreciate your support and your viewership. Thank you to Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games for sponsoring Proficiency Bonus. Check out Sirenscape. Check out Suncraft Music Bot. Anything? Am I missing anything? Join our Discord.
Yeah,
Subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. I don't know.
do all the things. Hit the bells.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so the next time you're trying to make a deal with an archfey, who really wants to cut off your hands, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. And we'll catch you here probably next week, but maybe not because it's the day after I get home from like a 12-hour drive. So as long as I'm not feeling terrible, we will have a game next week.
Sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Okie dokie,
Yeah.
Smokey.
Light work.
Yeah.
Drive for 24 just to really, lock it in.
I mean, I kind of am, but like
Yeah.
spread out. Yeah.
Yeah, there and back.
There and back again. Everyone enjoy the eclipse if you're going.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Hell yeah.
Wear glasses. Don't look at the sun directly, please.
I was going to tape my eyelids open and stare directly at it.
Well,
don't do that. Please get eclipse glasses and make sure that they're actual eclipse glasses and not fake. But yeah, we'll catch you back here next time.
Love you, bye.
Bye, gamers.
Bye, gamers. Love you, bye.